Back on day one without any problems or hitches or anything. Sort of. Welcome to the show, everyone. How's everybody doing? Did you miss me? What do you mean, no? Come on, be nice. It's not fair. All right, scanning through my news here, looking at all my stuff, trying to find my notes, and then suddenly, no. The show's never going to be perfect like other people's shows because that's not how I do it. I don't run background stuff. I don't have producers. I don't have sponsors I'm beholden to. I mean, I get sponsors, but not that I'm beholden to. Ooh, that was loud. Loud. Ooh, feedback. R8RBEAR! Now you're in trouble. I get days off, man. The voice gets bionic again. I need to wear it down a little bit throughout the week so it doesn't sound so outrageously loud. Aww. Let's go. Wake the dogs. The cats have run out. The neighbors are wondering what the hell they just heard. Look, see, it's just coffee. I'd have a little brandy in it, but not like it. Often imitated, never duplicated. Nuh-uh. That fool with no hair, that shouts like Ric Flair. Woo! Woo! The R8RBEAR! R in for L, what? R8RBEAR! I can hear Tommy doing it. What's up, fam? Welcome to the show. Appreciate you all tuning in. As always, there for R8RBEAR, my people's Raider Nation. And I just want to say before we start anything that I appreciate everyone that reached out and everyone that was looking out for me. I had old friends calling. I had new friends calling. I had just viewers, and it was incredible. And I just want to say thank you. Bless you all. I'm not going to cry. I tried to practice this. How I was going to say it so I wouldn't cry. But I love all of you, and I really, really, really appreciate the kind words. And I know some of you might feel like I'm overdoing it, but you wouldn't think that if you read some of the stuff I read. It was really kind, and I love you all. All right, so welcome to the show. Appreciate you all. And we have a few things that we have to discuss. There's actually a lot of things to discuss, but we'll just do one bit at a time here. So first, I just want to get off on the Max Crosby interview. I know a lot of people saw him on Pat McAfee. I don't particularly like Pat McAfee. I'm not saying that other people shouldn't like him. I like his attitude. He reminds me of me in that way. He's very aggressive. He's strong. He's built. He's a former player. He was a punter, but he's still a former player. And he didn't play like a punter. If you watch any video of him, he knocks the hell out of a few people when he played in the NFL. So, power to him. But in the interview, Max Crosby was basically saying that he believes in and trusts Josh McDaniels. And I couldn't help but wonder, what else was he supposed to say? I don't know. What else was he supposed to say? Anyway, I got that off my chest. Tradish! R8RBEAR Live. First comment, woo! MVP tonight goes to Bobby Raider Ware. Bobby, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Much love to you, the missus, and all of the babies. I appreciate you. Welcome to the show. Silver medal, second place, Anthony Lopez, affectionately referred to as A-Lo. What's up, brother? Welcome to the show, though. Anthony Lopez's name, it just works with everything. I could use his name all day. All right, third, the bronze medal, Will Banana, who took his time with his first comment where he wrote, yo. First place, YouTube, Jim Vanderlyn, who is, I'm sure, watching me on both. And I appreciate you, Jim. Much love. Second place, silver medal, YouTube, Cody Palmer Jr. I love when guys add that. I'm a junior myself, but technically I'm the third. So, but yeah. Joseph Oscar Orlan. Hey, don't make fun of the name Oscar, okay? I don't want to hear about that Meyer Wiener stuff. Don't do that. Now you are, because I told you. Third place, bronze medal, YouTube, Troy Gill, who I once sent a hat that was like 4 sizes too small. Troy, even though you've forgiven me, I haven't. I don't let me live that down. Sorry about that, brother. Welcome to the show. Steve Marchand, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Tell me something good. What's up, Wilts? You know, Wilts, Duncan, you got to stop doing that, man. Every time you do that, I want to hear the song. Travis Kelly, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Tony, make it dip. Another one of my favorite nicknames. Corinna Trujillo, what's up, girl? Welcome to the show. I see you, Tommy. Tommy is my new favorite Cub on the planet. Don't everyone get upset. I know I have a lot of little Cubs. Tommy's just loyal, you know. He's right here. He's right here with a Raider Bear. All right, moving forward. The conversation that's rolling around with some of the players in the league and some of the rumors and all this stuff has us moving Hunter Renfrow. Now, to be honest with you, does it look like we're going to do that? Yeah. Has it looked like that all year? Yeah. Has there been speculation toward that? Yes. So obviously we could talk about that, but I would say this to you. When a deal takes this long to be triggered, it usually doesn't. Now, the buildup with Hunter Renfrow might be for next season to move him on. And for right now, they're just not using him that much. They're utilizing him here and there, putting him in a game here and there so they can't get fined or it looks like tampering. And then maybe at the end of the season, quietly, they move him for picks, you know, something like that. Again, trying to move up in the Caleb Williams sweepstakes, which day by day is starting to look more and more perilous. Now, I realize our big words on the Bear. I know the guy looks great. I know USC quarterback, blah, 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 physicals, tools. We can talk about that all day. But when you get this close to the next draft, you know what it is. They start tearing a guy down. Oh, well, should he be a second round or first round pick? Should he be picked in the top 10? Should he be the overall number 1 pick? And they're going to do that, and they're going to keep breaking him down and breaking him down. And to be honest, I think it's already started because the stuff you're seeing in the press now, you did not see last year. You did not see it the year before that. And it wasn't like the kid just started playing football. And yet now, as he's getting close to his NFL dreams, you're getting wah, wah, wah about him left and right from everyone. Oh, he's limited in this way, and he's limited in that way. But that's to be expected. Like I was saying, you're going into the NFL. And so they're going to start doing that. All right. So what's up, everybody? Welcome to the show. I see Lucky Pace. What's up, Luck? Victor Remy. What's up, Victor? Welcome to the show. Victor Remy and his wife are the dopest people. I got to have dinner with them just before I left California. And I had I had a great time, Vic, and I really appreciate it. Do you think we started quarterback ready, Bear? Stephen Marchand, no, I don't like what's happened so far. Remember, I didn't want our guy Aiden O'Connell to see the field until like now. I was waiting for week 7, week 8. Even week 7 felt early. I know most of you remember. I was talking about mid-year. You know what I mean? 8-8. You know, somewhere. Not an 8-8 record. I mean, somewhere around week 8. I can't talk. I'm freshly back to my show. Been off too long. But John LaJoy, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Travis Kelly, I'm always putting foots in it. Did anyone else see that New York Giants call at halftime? Come on, be honest. You're going into halftime. You got 20 seconds. You're on the 1 yard line, and you don't get a touchdown or a field goal. I'm sorry, man. But that Coach Dable, I'm starting to wonder about how smart he actually is. I know the guy earned the job. I know he was a good coach. I know he was around a lot of winning. He's smart. I don't know, man. Not too many coaches would have that happen to them. Just think about that. Whether you like Dable or not, how many coaches have you seen get caught with their pants down like that? You have no timeouts. You got 20 seconds. You're on the 1 yard line, and you come away with no points. And probably the only way to come away with no points: run the ball, get stuffed, and then have no time to line up again. Most of you know what I'm talking about. For those of you who don't, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to waste 3 minutes there. But I don't know. The Raiders situation looks perilous. I feel like Josh McDaniels, like a lot of other coaches, is doing this. He's buying time by year one being a breakdown, year two being a, hey, we're starting to get our own picks. It's starting to get rolling here. Maybe trade a few guys. Year three. Okay, now when you get to year four, that's when all the expectations are on you. And I'm a believer in that. When you see teams go from first to worst, or you see what the guy at the Lions is doing with his team now, that's not normal. Normally, it could take you at least 3 to 4 years just to start to get your program right. Look at what happened with New England when Tom Brady quit. As soon as he went away, it just went, and he's never, Belichick has never been able to pull it out of the nosedive. Mac Jones was supposed to be a part of the bringing it back. He had already lost 2 seasons, got Mac Jones, and now Mac Jones again. Now you're in year 4. That's why you're hearing Belichick's on the hot seat, because even if you're given the old school 4 years to draft, develop, and get the team ready, then you got to do it if you get that much time. Because nowadays you get a season or 2, and then they start wondering if you're the fit or the right fit. And right now he's on year 3 or 4. AP, what's up, Anthony Penn? Welcome to the show. Woody Brown, how you doing? Appreciate the love. And you know what? I'm doing good, man. I appreciate you asking. Oh, look at that profile picture. Oh, you are blessed, brother. That's beautiful. Oh, there's Bob always there heckling a Raider Bear. He's such an Atlanta Braves fan. He's just killing me right now. I missed you too, Tommy. I appreciate that. Hi, Steeler Val. Mark Vargas, what's up? Welcome to the show. Hey, Bear, will the Raiders be buyers or sellers before the trade deadline? Pass rusher or maybe go alongside Max? Travis Kelly, I don't think we're going to be a buyer. I don't. And if we're a buyer, it's going to be cheap. We're going to just pull someone off the free agent heap. It'll be someone probably on the defensive line that can play, and that'll be it. Where was I was just actually reading a report about this. Hold on. Let me bring it up. I think I've got it right here. Yeah, I do. Here we go. Okay. So first and foremost, there's talk again about that quarterback idiot that I can't stand. He was the Eagles quarterback and then Washington's quarterback and some other team's quarterback. And he's a complete boob. I do not like him. No. And so, he's the only guy I've ever seen throw the ball left-handed while he's right-handed twice in the same game. Okay, come on. And I know you're all writing his name right now, so I'll remember it. Carson Wentz. See, I mean, no one. I didn't read anyone. I just remember. You just got to let the old man think for a moment. But Carson Wentz is a boob. Okay, he has, and not in a good way. He has no business being the starter for any team. I would rather just put Brian Hoyer out there. Brian, I mean, it's not a lot to say, but Brian Hoyer would outplay him right now. So that should tell you what you should think of that guy. Any word on Hunter? Anthony Lopez, the only word I'm hearing is that he's available. Teams want him. And usually when that happens, if you want to know how your team feels about it, you watch what they're doing, not what they're saying. And you hear Josh McDaniels say, oh, we love that guy. He's great. We got to figure him into the offense. And that's all lip service for you and me as fans. So we won't be mad at him, which will never stop until he builds a winner, which he never will. So it will never stop. But Hunter Renfrow is being shopped and showcased. But more importantly, do you notice how they're doing it? Oh, pass here, pass there. Go sit down. Put on ice. See you next week. Come to the next game. Pass here, pass there. Sit him down. See you next week. See, they just want these other teams to see him. I hate to say that to you guys, but that is what's happening. Josh McDaniels is literally doing a commercial and is becoming a car salesman in the middle of plays. I would argue that there are times that the Raiders are a man down on offense because they have no business on going to Hunter Renfrow. And if they do, it's on a super quick slant that he can't get hurt on. He'll get 7 yards, fall down, and then they'll pull him off the field and put, Turner or Carter or one of our other explosive wide receivers in that same position. And then bring Hunter Renfrow out again, throw him one ball, have him run one route, and then pull him off the field again. It's disrespectful. And I'm being honest with you, looking right into the camera. I do that often when I'm trying to really stress a point. For those of you who are on the fence about Josh McDaniels, you can get off now. He's a bum. As a coach, he's a bum, guys. I'm sorry. And if Josh McDaniels was in a room with me, I would apologize to him. I would. I'd shake his hand. I'd say, you probably know more about NFL football than I ever will. But what I know as an analyst is that you ain't a coach. Sorry. You're a coordinator. And your offensive coordinating is offensive to watch. Because even now our offense is struggling. So now even in the area that he was supposed to bring us along the fastest, and he's Devontae Adams, guys. Devontae Adams. Do you think if Devontae Adams had went anywhere but the Raiders that he would be featured like this? If he was in Miami right now, he'd have 1,500 yards. And I don't even like Tua Tagovailoa whatever. You know what I mean? We're not utilizing him the right way, and we've got to get better. Alo, much love and respect back to you, brother. John LaJoy said, will the Raiders beat the Bears this weekend? John, welcome again. And I would say to you, no hesitation, yes. I liked the game. I don't know how many of you saw the Bears against the Washington Commanders game. But if you saw that game, you'll understand what I mean when the party was on. Okay, everyone in Washington was excited. The stadium was sold out. They were honoring a bunch of old former Redskins / Commanders and talking about them going into the Hall of Fame. They were excited about their new quarterback, this kid, Sam something or Howard. I can't remember his name. But the Washington Commanders quarterback, and I watched him. I liked him. I was impressed. I was impressed with how he played. And so it was one of those nights where it was super hype for Washington to come out and do some things. And the Bears gave them all they wanted. I mean, it was rough. And they look like the Bears are finally starting to understand what they have at quarterback. When a good I've coached a lot, okay, and I'm telling you right now, a good coach, and I consider myself a good coach, not great, just good, but I consider myself a good coach because I never try to make my players fit my system. I play the system that fits my players so that they can succeed and thus the team wins. You see what I mean? If you have a system, okay, and it's rigid, then that means if you come up on a team full of small guys and you play big, you're screwed. As a coach, you're supposed to be able to adjust. Okay. And what I'm seeing in the Bears is finally some adjustment to that quarterback and recognizing sometimes you bootleg, let him run, but you don't treat him like RG3 where you're doing it like it's a weapon. You just do it here, do it there, keep the threat of it, run the ball, throw the ball deep once in a while. They've got a tight end now. They look good. And so the Bears will be a fight, but it will be just like this last one. It will be tight. It will be a brawl, but we will win. Now, this is going to be a compliment, but it won't sound like one. So prepare yourselves. But the Raiders are that team that whenever we play bad teams, we're better than bad teams. So every time we're in it against bad teams, we're in it. We're probably going to get a win. Now, it's still a compliment because what that means is every time we face teams that are supposed to be our equal as far as their level of bad or good, we're beating them. You see what I mean? So that is, in a way, a statement of we might not be the best record, the best team overall right now, but we're not someone to be overlooked. If we were to somehow squeak into the playoffs, we would be very dangerous because now you're talking about a team that's a one-off in a Mortal Kombat tournament. Bring it on. You know what I mean? Because any team you bring down into the mud with us, we'll slow that game down, bang you around a little bit, get just enough points, and win. And you'll walk away like, how did we just lose to the Raiders? Well, you did. We don't care how we win. We just win, baby. See, unlike that chump in Santa Clara who can't get out of his own way. Have you guys been watching the news? The Niners. Oh, they're number one. Oh, they're the favorite to win the Super Bowl. Go ahead. Go keep doing that. You know, look at me. Look at me. Putting foots in them. Okay, I'm not saying I don't like the Niners. Anyone that says they don't like the Niners is lying. Okay, I'm not saying they're not good. They're great. Okay, but Shanahan will inevitably end them. It will be a direct causal effect to that coach. Guaranteed. Just remember I said it. I said it twice already and I was right. He lost when he was the coordinator for the Falcons. He ran a stupid offense that kept stopping the clock for the Patriots, and they came back from 28-3. 28-3. That's supposed to be impossible in a Super Bowl. What? You know what the Vegas odds would have been against something like that? They're down 28-3. Will the Patriots come back? Yeah, give me $1,000 on that. If I was drunk, I'd be a millionaire right now if I'd made that bet. Then he's in the Super Bowl against the Chiefs. He has a 20-10 lead. 20-10 lead in the fourth quarter and loses. Yeah. Have you ever looked at Shanahan's resume? Have you? I have. Okay. And I can tell you right now, everywhere he was at before he got that head coaching position, he was there 1 year. One. Worked there, got a contract, quit, or fired. Hired, got a contract, worked, quit, or fired. See, they don't make that a part of the record. I can't tell. But every one of his first 4 or 5 jobs, he was there for 1 season and gone. If he's such a brilliant coordinator, why wasn't he keeping a job anywhere? And I'm not saying that's obvious evidence that he sucks. Sort of. I am sort of saying that. But how many other coordinators or coaches have you ever seen that have a record like that? Where everywhere they went, they lasted 1 year, lasted 1 year, lasted 1 year, lasted 1 year. Falcons, Eagles, Colts, Dolphins, whatever it was. And you can't hold on to a job. All those guys let you walk out the door. Think about that. As hard as it is to find innovative offensive coordinators, and you let that guy walk out over and over again, he can't be that good. Because ever since he finally got his opportunities, all he's done is lose. I'm just saying, it's not like the Raiders are some monumental greatness. I get it. You know what I mean? But, I'm tired of people acting like the Niners are this glowing franchise in the sun. No, they suck too. They haven't been good in a while, okay? Get over it. All this winning in between the numbers, so what? If it doesn't end with a ring or a division, shut up. Even if it is a division, everyone does that. They're not, no one's, hey, I can't believe we're starting the season. We're going to win the division. No one says that. You want to win a Super Bowl or you want to go to Cancun, okay? Matthew Lincoln said, could we beat the Lions? Matthew, that's a tough one. The Lions are not a bad team anymore. I think they're 6-1, aren't they? They're really good this year. Now, when you say, could we beat them? Of course, you have to always understand the old saying, that's why we play the games. They're not played on paper. If they're played on paper, we'd be in the playoffs. If you just went off of who's on your roster, we'd be in the playoffs. But the God's honest truth is, and you know me, I don't lie. I just don't, okay? I would not favor us against the Lions. But would I root for us? I mean, come on, I'm a Raider fan. People think that's a tattoo. It's a birthmark. But the truth is, the Lions are nice. And I happen to like their coach a lot. Their quarterback's been around a little bit. He went to a Super Bowl and lost, so he knows what that feels like, what that tastes like, and he's going to want to go back. Great question, Matthew. I appreciate that. Benny Arriaga, what's up? Welcome to the show. R8RBEAR, I heard you mention brandy from experience. I know in moderation it's good for what ails you. Appreciate that, Doc Raider. And you are right. Hi, Val. Welcome to the show, love. I really think the team has bought in Bear. Winning cures everything, but Devontae wants to eat more. Travis Kelly, the only reason I disagree with that is because you have that mentality because we won. Had we not won this last game, you wouldn't think that. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't know that for sure. I'm sure you might have. You may have had a hunch, that kind of thing. I'm not trying to insult you. I just mean basically you go emotionally week by week. A lot of fans do, not you. A lot of fans do, including me from time to time. But to get back to an even 500 record, to see your coach in the locker room screaming and hopping up and down, the fact that it was a prime time game with the NFL's #1 TV crew. Although I would argue Tony Romo sucks. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people like Tony Romo. I don't. I think Tony Romo's TV delivery is much like his football was. Wanting. Putting butts in him. Bring it over, okay? Tony Oh No. Yeah, I don't think I forgot about that. Tony Oh No Romo. That was his other nickname when people were putting butts in him. You know, that 1-star rated team. You know, I don't know if you've ever bought anything that was worth 1 star, but it sucked, didn't it? Probably said made in Vietnam on the bottom. That's what the Dallas Cowboys are, okay? Fugazi. Fake. Can you tell I feel better? Bob Standard, don't start with me. You've been rolling on one today. No V Miller. You get no medal. Although that suit you're wearing in that picture is dope. I always watch them both because it's easier to comment. Nice. And by the way, consider us. You notice I just love working for Raider Nation. I haven't said this once yet. Consider a subscription to Raider Bear Family Page. It's just $5 a month. You can cancel it anytime, but you won't want to because I do a lot of fun shows with just my supporters where you get a little bit more of the skinny from the Raider Bear than you do with my other skinny. I am skinny. No, I'm just kidding. It's a lot of fun. Check it out. Facebook. That's Facebook. Down there. Green badge. Push on it by the blue thumbs up and you're on your way. But YouTube, just like me on YouTube. What are you doing? Why do I even have to ask people to like me on YouTube? I don't understand that. It's free. You're watching my show. You're enjoying it. You don't have to pay for it. And all I need is for you to just look. Tommy, never do that. You'll get in trouble at school. Just do this right there on the YouTube button. Click it. Subscribe. What the H? Will Nanoff said, so I'm in the top 3 for the first time. I'm so proud of that. All my kids are shaking their heads. Oh, appreciate that. It's 2023, so everyone should get a participation medal. Brian Whitfield, you always get a participation medal with the Raider Bear. Jose Tariquez, what's up, Bear? Any insight on who we're targeting before the trade deadline? There's been talk of some people on defense. I noticed on Bleacher Report, they were talking about, what was that guy's name? He's 27 years old. The guy we just watched him play. The Giants. Amani. I'm sorry. Hang on. I gotta use my mouse here and find his name because it's like impossibly hard to say. Amani Oruwariye. Amani Oruwariye. I'm saying that wrong, but so what? He's a cornerback, and they think we may need him because Jacorian Bennett's looking a little bit banged up. We'll talk about the injury report in just a second. The other interested was La'el Collins. He's an offensive tackle with the Bengals, and I happen to agree with that. He's a veteran. He would be able to fit in right away and would be able to play right away. They have an injury on the offensive line. We'll talk about that in a minute as well. Defensive tackle Matt Ioannidis. Ioannidis. I'm not sure about that one. Bilal Nichols and some of the other guys on our line are playing all right, but they're not playing great. And so we're probably still going to be looking for interior defensive line because if we can get the lockdown on the run just a little bit more than we have, I feel like the secondary can catch up with that. Hiccups. Trayvon Merrick is playing really nice. I really like the interception he had last week. It's been so far. There's been some cohesion finally. My boss is a Bears fan. He lost a bet with me last football season. Now tomorrow he's getting Raider Nation and a tattoo. He had to get a henna tattoo of the Raiders if you won. That is evil, Bob. Well done. That's so Raider Nation. Bear, Sunday is my birthday. Whoa, John, it's your birthday coming up? Happy birthday, brother. I appreciate you letting me know. Let's see. I know it's your birthday, but if you can swing by during the show, even if it's just for a minute, go be with family or whatever. But just log on for a minute. Let me see your name, and then I'll wish you well, of course. But I am now, of course. Happy birthday. Okay. There's a little love from V. Miller. Let's see. And Travis Kelly said Chandler Jones was arrested again today. Man, prayers for that dude. Hope he gets some help. Honestly, yeah. I mean, it's just, I feel like it's obvious at this point. I don't know how a person can be a certain type of person pretty much all their life. And then in 1 year or 6 months, act completely different. And we're all supposed to think everything's okay. Oh, he's just eccentric because he's having a good year and he's excited or whatever. Come on. He started acting weird. I mean, Antonio Brown was always a douchebag, but never like he was. Watch the videos about the guy. He came from poverty. He worked harder than most. I don't like getting on people who came from the ghetto because I didn't come from the ghetto, but I was born and raised in Oakland, and we didn't live in the best part. You know what I mean? That was when I was a baby, so I ain't trying to say, oh, I was so tough. I'm just simply saying I made it out of that, because I had great parents and a great education and so on and so forth. Now, Antonio Brown didn't have that. You know what I mean? He had it rough. He was on the street at 16. And at 16, guys, he had to learn how to live. He was basically living on friends' couches almost all through high school. And I don't know too much about his life, but I know that's for a fact. So he got out. He went to some place called Central Michigan, I think it was, or something like that. And it was just this little tiny school and had to prove himself. The NFL, no one was interested. When he was in the NFL draft, they looked at him as a 7th round, 6th round player at best because he was so small. And so he's overcome a lot. And when you saw him throughout the years with the Steelers, and I would be willing to bet you Steeler Val will support this. In the first years he was with the Steelers, he was great. And I don't just mean as a player. I mean, he was loved. He was loved in the locker room. Everything was fine. Now, I realize I'm going to say something that everyone else is saying, so I'll be brief on it as far as the Vontaze Burfict hit. Because everyone, and I mean literally everyone, thinks that when Vontaze Burfict knocked the living hell out of Antonio Brown on that one hit, that was the one. It was Bengals versus Steelers, and he just knocked the living wow out of him. And the guy went down to the ground, and he was out cold, but he was out before he hit the ground. And I don't know how many of you seen the hit, but I mean, he ragdolls. It looks like he was flying out of the window of a car. And so now you come back from that, and as soon as he's back, he's all over the place. You know what I mean? And I don't mean this as an insult. I'm not trying to pick on the guy, but it was just bad. I am kind of picking on the guy. I mean, I have shirts that tell him that celebrate his, go effing himself. In regards to Caleb Williams, granted, everyone has a bad game, but against the good defenses that Notre Dame has, he made poor decisions and looked terrible. Doc Rader, welcome to the show. Yes, and I have had other people make that point to me about him in other conversations I've had. So, Doc, that's very valid. What I would say, though, is that he has little to no experience with struggle. Because when he was so physically gifted as a player, both in high school and now at USC, he can correct mistakes with his legs and then throw on obvious plays. And so he looks like a superstar when in reality, once he faces a Notre Dame, a Georgia, teams that play structured defense, that's like a pro defense that can trick you, that can flex. In other words, look like one thing, flex into something else. And suddenly he's having to make adjustments on the fly, and he struggles at that. And let's be honest, that's the definition of the NFL. It's the definition of the NFL. Every play Caleb Williams sees a defense, it's an attempt to con him. You know what I mean? They open in a 4-3, and then as he snaps the ball, they're in a 3-4. They open in a 3-4, and as he snaps the ball, they're in some hybrid nickel. Teams all over the league are doing it now. And if he's struggling with that in college, you better believe he's going to have a slow start in the pros. And we're seeing that with Anthony Richardson. He got hurt, the high profile quarterback that went to the Colts, but you don't blame a guy for getting hurt, but you could tell he was struggling to read progressions. He was holding the ball too long. And then when he had problems with it, he just started running. And John LaJoy, I appreciate the love on YouTube, my handy dandy new tracker watch, or whatever they call these things. Someone told me I should get one because they're good with your health to watch your heartbeat and stuff like that. So I like it. Targets show McDaniel's intent. Yes, Jason Conley, that's a good point. And I love that. I love that profile pic. I'm a big fan. Juan Flores Jr., how you doing, man? Welcome to the show. Matt Marinovich, I see you there. What's up, brother? Appreciate the YouTube love. I was really worried about our offense, but most of the league is averaging 20 game this season and a lot of one-score decisions. Travis Kelly, you're seeing that as a result of what's going on with the running backs. The running backs took that long break. Some of them held out. Some of them came back late, things like that. And now all of them are struggling. And it's a terrible way for things to go because they were all trying to say you owe us more money because we give more. Running backs are more important to games and the wins and losses than you're giving us credit for. The NFL somewhat bends and gives each one of the guys a couple million more, and then they all show up and struggle. You know, you're just reinforcing the NFL now, saying down the road, oh, see, we knew it. You shouldn't pay, you know, running backs. Dustin King checking in late and glad to see you're doing better. All right. Dustin King! Appreciate the love on the stars. And I apologize if one of you gave me stars and I didn't do that for you. It's just sometimes it scrolls by and I miss it and I apologize, but I'll look for you. Glad you're doing well, Bear. You think they shop Renfro before the deadline? Yes. Ben Diesel, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. And Ben, I don't know if you noticed, I've been tagging you in a lot of Batman stuff. So if you've missed anything, you know, look for me. And there's a new exhibit that's coming out with Batman and all the characters, but it features Batman and the Joker. And I got this picture of it. I'll send it to you. We're both, I'm a huge Batman fan, and Ben Diesel is probably an even huger Batman fan than I am, but I'm a very big Batman fan. And so when I found out he was a Batman fan too, we've been sort of Batman nerding off each other. Let's see. Caleb Willings is waiting, is wanting whichever team drafts him to promise a minority stake in the team. Travis Kelly, that's really not that big a deal. I realize that some people are kind of shying away from that. I read that report. But in truth, what they're doing is they're saying this is the evolution of the number one pick, because technically your number one pick is sort of the CFO. He's on the board. You know what I mean? Because who's more important than the owner, the head coach, and then your star player, especially if it's the quarterback. So see, he's technically, the quarterback is like the third person in charge. I would argue with you that one of the first guys that really started to exploit that was Russell Wilson. If you look back now and when they tell the story, because they're not going to tell it now because he's still playing, but eventually when he stops playing, they'll tell the stories. But when he was in Seattle, he really was running stuff. He really was running stuff. You heard people laughing, and there was all these rumors that, you know, he had a locker inside of his locker and an office that had a computer that none of the other players could use. It was privately for him in the Denver Broncos facility. Okay, now that was confirmed. That was true. They gave him his own parking spot. They gave him his own office in the locker room, even though he's just supposed to be one of the players. And so he was getting a lot of perks and being made to stand out. And that's what these quarterbacks of the future, that's going to be a common thing now. I guarantee you next draft after that, first Caleb's, then after Caleb's, you're going to see that again and again and again. And eventually it'll get down into number 2 and number 3 players. Well, they're demanding stock or saying, you know, I want X percent of, you know, whatever. It's coming, you know, but that's to be expected. The money's getting greater. It's only going to keep going. And as it does, you know, the players and especially more valuable ones should make more in their stake in the team. Junior Lamas, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. I mean, I just can't believe anyone would even talk about Carson Wentz. Why is that even in the news? I mean, is it just me? I don't even think he's a backup. I don't even think he's a backup. Look at Cam Newton. No one's given Cam Newton a backup job. Why is Carson Wentz also hot? I'm not saying racism, okay? But you thought it too. Putting foots in them. The NFL's got to stop this. Black quarterbacks get opportunities, and then the moment they're not good anymore, it's like, bye, out of the league. Look at Jacoby Brissett. He's nice, and he's barely holding on. That guy's got a big arm. Now, Jacoby Brissett is in the rumors. I'd love to see Jacoby. If you said Jacoby Brissett, I would tell the other guys to sit down. Jacoby Brissett's legit. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not hyping, you know, I'm not gaslighting Jacoby Brissett. He's a backup. But he's only a backup, in my opinion, because he hasn't been really given an opportunity. Because everywhere he's been treated like you're the number 2. Everywhere. The only time he was ever in a 1 was when he was with the Colts and that guy Luck retired. And then all of a sudden they took the ball and went, here you go, Jacoby. And so he wasn't ready. They hadn't prepared him to be the starter. And it was Luck's fault because he went, guys, I think I want to go back to the farm and just make milk and stuff. That was the hillbillyinest dude. And I like hillbillies, don't get me wrong, but that guy, I just thought that was wrong. You don't drop that on a month. See how rusty I am? I'm closing out my screen, giving you guys dead silence. Stephen Shaw, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Good to see you, brother. I'm sending you some goodies. Don't worry. I never forget people. Okay, almost never. Kerry Bell, who will be quarterback on Sunday? It's probably going to be Brian Hoyer if he's okay to go. I don't think that's saying anything about Aiden O'Connell. I just think that Josh McDaniels is stupid. I do. His attitude is if Aiden O'Connell can't switch on the fly, audible, and do every play in our playbook, I don't have tolerance for that. Whereas Brian Hoyer knows every play in the playbook backwards and forwards and every audible. He just can't perform them. No, he was all right. We have to. I'm telling jokes. You guys know me. I gave Brian Hoyer a lot of credit for that last game. He did play well. He showed poise. He stepped on that right foot and let it go. He showed no fear. You know what I mean? We may have all been apprehensive about how he'd play. But all in all, if we get the same performance he gave us then, just a little bit better. And I mean that seriously. The way he played in the last game was good enough. Now just give us one more touchdown. Give us one more possession where you take it down the field and get a field goal. We would probably be pretty good. Because if you get 21, 23 points, and then he gives us one more touchdown or one more field goal, that beats a lot of teams. That beats a lot of teams, guys. So I'm trying to give him his respect. V. Miller said O'Connell. Well, I mean, I know that they're saying that, but I like how Brian Hoyer played. I really do. And if there's a chance they'd make a decision, I would imagine it would be to go with him. But if it's Aiden, it's Aiden. But I think that's a mistake. You put in Brian Hoyer, we win the game, and then you pull him out. See, that feels to me like a coach that went, darn it. I was hoping we'd lose that one and move up our draft status. Gonna have to pull that pesky Brian Hoyer. Robert Lassiter, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. I appreciate the love. Bill Cox, man, I have missed watching you. Hope you're okay. I'm doing good, brother. I appreciate you. No thanks. Caleb Williams is a prima donna. I love John. The Lion, Leon. What's up, John? Welcome to the show. You always have the best comments. That's right. Look, we're tattoo hand bros. See, he has a birthmark like I do. That's all that is. Michael Guerrero, much love, brother. Welcome to the show. Miss you. Peyton put an end to that, didn't he? Yeah. He most certainly did, Tanamoku. Bill Cox, who do you hope we get in a trade? Bill, it's not so much who as what. I would like to get a defensive end. I don't care who it is. If he can play a little, let's do it. You know what I mean? When that kid Hendrickson from the Bengals was available, I wanted him. Remember, he was a New Orleans Saint. And then when he hit the free agent pocket, I was like, please, please. And then we didn't get him, and he went to the Bengals, and he's been great. So we need to get a guy on the other side to help Max Crosby. Now, when I say that the same way other Raider fans are saying it, okay? It's not a shock. It's not genius. It's just a fact. When you have two bookends that can disrupt the quarterback, even if it's just when the quarterback goes set, hike, and he starts to step backward, if he even just glances at a defensive end because of pressure, you've made an effect. Because now when his eyes come off of his target to look at Max Crosby or whoever's coming at him, now when he brings his eyes back to the play, he has to now find where the receiver has gone in that couple of seconds and still be concerned about the pressure he felt from the left. That's already disrupted the play enough that now the defense has done its job in the first step of it. Get the quarterback off his rhythm. Now you guys remember, it's the most famous saying almost ever. The quarterback must go down, and he must go down hard. Now, Al Davis is a god for that reason and many others. But that formula, it doesn't get old. You know what I mean? There is no there's I mean, you think about the Wildcat offense. Remember, it came, they said, "Oh, the Wildcat is innovating the league," and now it's gone. You know, you see all that. Oh, the RPO is going to change the NFL. You know, teams use it, but it's not changing anything. See, there's certain things that they'll come and go. They're fads, okay? But the idea that the quarterback must be pressured never gets old. It's a fundamental of football. If you don't pressure another quarterback, you can guarantee yourself you're going to have losses. You see what I mean? As a team, you say, oh, well, if we can run the ball and if we can throw the ball and keep the possessions, we can win. Well, okay, that's true. But if you don't get to the quarterback, you're going to lose games, even if you do those other things well. So we've got to get to the quarterback. I want a defensive end. If we get defensive interior, so be it. Kenny Blair, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show, all the way from the land of tea and crumpets. Okay, that man supports me on YouTube from London, people. If you don't support me on YouTube from the United States, you're just not a good American. I said it. Either that or Kenny Blair is just as good an American as anybody else from London. I would want Leonard Williams. Yeah, yes, Tanamoku. That's a good name. Mark Alvarez, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Family in the house. And stop putting your babies on, okay? It's you know, you even got my daughter and my wife, you know, looking over my shoulder going, oh, look at his kids. You know, we know, okay? They're all beautiful. Mike Ref says there's a real chance for Leonard Williams because of the connection with Patrick Graham. Well, but Mike Ref, although I want to go to that because I've got Tanamoku saying it. I've got Mike Ref saying it. So let's go to that. I like Leonard Williams. I just don't know that we can say that if we sign him, that changes our wins and losses. I think it helps us. And so if we made the move, I would agree. Steve Shaw, I appreciate the love, brother. V. Miller saw O'Connell today. Right on. Well, the only thing that's holding O'Connell back is there's parts of the playbook he doesn't know. And when I say that, I don't mean that he doesn't know the playbook. It's just that the depth of it. And so Josh McDaniel, from what I can tell, that's what bugs him. Because if you notice, look at his tactics. His other two quarterbacks both not only have familiarity with him, but they come from that system. See, Josh doesn't mind making a quarterback great. We've all heard famously him say he can make a high schooler into a Pro Bowler. Well, I don't see him doing that with Aiden O'Connell. And when he had a game where he had two, turnovers, which hurt, you got to let him learn through those. And so see what to me was the mistake where Josh McDaniels once again blinked was when he put the rookie out there, he didn't leave him out there. You can't do that. And this is the very thing before beginning of the season. Every one of you that watches my show religiously, and I appreciate you, you remember me saying it. They said, who would you want, him or Brian Hoyer? I said, Brian Hoyer. Because if you bring in O'Donnell first and he plays poorly, it could be because of the play calling. It could be because of poor players. In other words, McDaniel's shifting in the wrong personnel. Maybe he calls a run play and he's got Abdullah instead of Josh on that play, so it gets stuffed. And then that looks poorly on the quarterback for making the call and not adjusting, i.e. audibling. I just think putting him out there, him playing fairly well, making two very correctable mistakes. Hold on to the ball. When you feel pressure, you're in traffic, hold on to the ball. But he's got to learn that eventually. How long are you going to sit him down to where you think, okay, now he knows he shouldn't fumble? Think about it. It just, they weren't interceptions. It was two fumbles. Let him work it out. Instead, Brian Hoyer starting. And he wins. So it looks like maybe last week, had we started Brian Hoyer, we might have won that game. And that's how Aiden's going to see it. Everything they did with this went wrong. And every way you could have screwed up Aiden O'Connell, it went exactly like I had hoped it wouldn't. You know what I mean? Because now you're going to have the guy challenging whether or not you've even heard the talk of him throughout the league dry down because that one game, him holding his head down, and then Josh McDaniels making the change, making it look like, look, it was a mistake. He's not ready. I don't agree with that. I just don't agree with that. I mean, most of us who know football, not everybody, because this goes way back, but most of us that know football remember that when Troy Aikman was drafted by the Dallas Cowboys, they were a joke. Okay, this was before they started doing all their winning. They were a joke. And then when they drafted him, they let him play. They won one game, and they lost every other game. And then the next season, they went to the playoffs and then won Super Bowls with the same guy because they believed in him. You know what I mean? Now, Aiden O'Connell's not a number one pick, so it does still look like, oh, we were just trying a 4, see how he does. But it's just, for him personally, I don't like it. I didn't like it at all. Carrie Bell, what's up? Appreciate it. Anytime anyone says they agree with me, I'm in. I won't forget to read my YouTube comments, John Leon. I'm just jumping around. Hi, Nisi Tweet Thomas. Oh, wow. Happy birthday to you. That's all you get. You don't want the rest. I can't sing. I really can't. I can't hold a tune with a cup of water. I agree, and I like the way Hoyer played. Yeah, he was good. Bill Cox, I agree. He looked good. I would agree with that statement. V. Miller, yeah, I think the Chicago Bears they're not for real. They're starting to look like they have a little of an idea of what they want to do with this quarterback, but I don't know. Tony Carpenter Evans, hi love, welcome to the show. Chase Young is for Renfro. I know Young is injury prone, but would be a good rotational piece. Okay, John, I can see that. How you feeling about the game in Chicago? Yes, I know this game is winnable because Chicago ain't very good, but also know it's still losable, especially with McDaniel's dumb play calls. Scotty Lutz, what's up, man? Welcome to the show. I would say to you, I agree with your comment entirely. It's a wild card kind of game because we're trying to get better. Not a great team, pretty good Raider team that's got good pieces. Now, you look at the Bears, they're the same way. They've got a pretty good team, newish coach, newish players trying to make a push. We're kind of both doing the same thing. Whoever steps on the other and gets a rung higher is going to be the one that's going to move on and do things and prove to be the better build, and the other won't. Yasuke Nobunaga, what's up, brother? Welcome to the show. Another Batman Joker fan. What's up, Bear? Been a minute, my friend. Do you think we'll go after that cornerback, Desmond King, that was released by the Steelers? I haven't checked as of news today. I'll know about it more tomorrow, but I would say no. They may go after a defensive back, but I don't know if they're going to go for a guy that's a name. Okay, so injury report week 7 as of today. Devontae Adams, shoulder. He had a limited practice. Jacorian Bennett, shoulder and knee, limited practice. Max Crosby, knee and thumb, limited practice, although I would say that's more for a veteran star. You're just giving him the day off, but he still went to limited practice. Jimmy Garoppolo's out because of his back. He did not practice whatsoever. I don't know if we're going to see Jimmy again. He'll probably get in another game after rehab and everything, and then he'll re-aggravate it, and that might be it. They'll shut him down, which is, we had to prepare for this. We all talked about it. When you gave that guy that deal, knowing how injury prone he was, we knew we were taking a risk. And then when he asked for that huge guarantee, that was insane. And to me, it just showed he even thought in his mind, I better have some protection after I go out there. If I go down, that my money just doesn't just get flushed. And unfortunately, Josh McDaniel fell for that. Tyler Hall, limited practice on his ankle. Justin Herron, offensive tackle, concussion, did not practice. He's in protocol. Nate Hobbs didn't practice, ankle. I would say the Nate Hobbs injury is probably more rest on a player, guys. Sorry about that. Let's see. I was at Nate Hobbs, and then my guy I've been telling you all year about before he even came to the team. And then I had Steeler Val and some other Steeler fans say, they liked him, but they weren't tripping off him. But I've heard other scouts that were saying he was really nice. I watched the tapes. I love Robert Spillane. That is a bad dude. I told you he was going to earn himself. I told you that guy was going to play like a Raider, and he has played like a Raider. I love that kid. Knee and shoulder, but he made full practice. Again, I think that's more of a protecting him sort of thing. Okay, for the Chicago Bears, their offensive line, ankle, did not practice. Nate Davis, that could hurt. Unless that's just for veteran rest, that could hurt. Dan Feeney, also their offensive lineman, knee, limited practice. Their quarterback, Justin Fields, did not practice, but that's more of a veteran thing. And it's just his thumb. Travis Homer had a hamstring problem. He was at limited practice. He's a running back. Defensive back, Eddie Jackson, had a bad foot, limited practice. Roscoe Johnson, running back, concussion. He's in protocol. Doug Kramer, offensive lineman. They have 4 offensive linemen on their injury list. That's not good this early in the year. Unique Ngakoue, our former defensive end, he has a back problem. It's probably limited practice for a veteran. Terrell Smith, illness, did not practice, but we'll see Thursday and Friday. He may be back. And offensive lineman Darnell Wright, shoulder, limited practice. And that is all of the injury report. Okay, whoops. What am I doing wrong here? There we go. Go like that. Grab this right here and allow myself to say goodnight to everyone tonight. What's up? What's up? Here we go. Do, 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 do. All right, that's my show. Much love. Shout out to our armed forces, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, National Guard for all you do. The energy and love of this show is dedicated to your sacrifice. Active and veteran. Space Force. Much love. All right, that's my show, and I'll see you again tomorrow. R8RBEAR family page. Peace.